All right. Very nice. So let's clear 3 clearing breaths in. And set. So just roll the shoulders back. I like to kind of get these areas of the body loosened up first thing. 4 and 5. So I never addressed shoes or footwear or anything in this class. What you don't really want to have are running shoes to practice in, because then you've removed yourself from that of having that connection to the earth, connection to nature. You know, barefoot or socks in the wintertime, that's okay. When they get warm, when your feet get warm, then just, you know, take off the socks and feel the earth underneath you. So natural surfaces. I know I have this mat underneath me, but the wood is a really nice, soft, warm surface as well. Soft maybe isn't the right word, but softer than sleep. And having that connection with your feet. If there's foot problems, we try to get the flattest shoe possible to support. Because actually, if we put something, my belief, if you put something between your feet and the surface, you kind of blocked something. And when you do allow your feet to have connection, direct connection to the skin, you actually work towards correcting ankle, knee, and hip issues and your whole alignment, because you can use those placement of the toes. You can really feel your toes making that connection to the earth and realigning that. So when we're doing our standing practice, and my feet are getting warm, so I'm going to take those off. That you really be aware of any little misadjustment of your feet. So you can see I'm just slightly, this is my go-to, right? My foot keeps running out. So, and I can feel, as soon as I do that, I'm doing it purposely, I can feel it in my knee. When I started, I was not doing that purposely, and it would just slide out, right? And so with practice and with the correction, constant awareness of where my feet are and how my alignment, how I'm stacking my alignment over that, you know. So when I look at videos, sometimes if I get off my game a little bit, I'll notice I'll be in you know, standing position. I'm all weighted on that left leg. And I'm like, oh, that's, you know, that's not a good, I got to redo this video. Yeah, well, you know, we all have ego. But bring your weight back, you know, just look, you know, notice where you are. With a mirror, you know, it's good to have a mirror when you're practicing, just so that you can, you know, see where you're misaligned and be aware of it. So when you see it, then you can notice how it feels in your body, and then you can make the correction and notice the correction, how it changes. The way, you know, at first it feels a little awkward, but then you'll start to notice how everything relaxes and really benefits. So we're just standing, you know, with the soft knees, and we're standing in our standing mountain posture, you know, and just like really kind of feeling those thighs, taking some love. So feeling the feet underneath you, big toe, little toe, heels, arches pull up slightly, so you feel a little bit of an engagement in those inner thighs. And then, so as if you had a balloon, a large balloon between your knees, and you want to hold that balloon up. So it's not so much that you're squeezing, you don't want to pop it, you just want to hold it up. So don't let your knees cave in. You want to keep the outside of your feet rooted on the floor and the big toe. And then as you sink a little bit more, that love goes a little bit up higher, a little higher towards your hips. Now you might notice that your buttocks are engaged. Let your buttocks go. Let them be soft. And that will help to release that lower back. So if we tighten up the butt, then we have a stick up our butt. We don't want that. So we want to relax the butt. The legs are engaged though. The butt, back. And then the chest. The direction is to hollow the chest. And that can mean different things to different people, but it really means to drop the chest. It means to relax this area, not to hide. You know, be aware that you're not hiding or, you know, caving in. This stays open. It's actually a very strong stance, even though it looks kind of wimpy. The shoulders are relaxed, the neck nice and long, the head floats up. So here's a little bit of a, this is a cue from yeah, I'm getting my, not Feldenkrais, but the Alexander technique. I love this cue. Just let your head float up over your spine. And then it just does. Power of suggestion. Head floats over the spine and the shoulders float over the ribs. And the ribs float around and up and over the pelvis. And the pelvis floats over the hips. And the femurs float over the knees. The lower legs float over the ankles. The feet press into the earth. So going into our 1 through 10 meditation. 1 stands for fun. So we try to kind of rhyme it so we know what to do. 1 is fun. So that means inner smile. Bring the corners of the mouth up towards the corners of the eyes. So like a light Mona Lisa smile. Not a cheeky grin. 2 is shoe. So we feel the heat drop to the feet. Like a nice warm blanket covering your feet. Or nice warm fuzzy slippers covering your toes. So 2 is shoe. 3 is tree. And imagine that kidney 1 point, as you lift it up, it opens. And down and through that, we release these roots, imaginary roots. We release them through the floor into the earth. And those roots double in size from 1 to 2, 2 to 4, to 8, 16, 32, 64, and so on. So travel, multiply, and gather at the core, creating this giant root ball. 4 is core. So imagine drawing up the golden, healing Mother Earth energy into the feet, through the legs and into the lower dantian, our energy center, where it mixes with our internal chi. So we take our hands in front of the breast basin, front of the lower abdomen. So many terms referring to this area. Home of the 2nd chakra. We call it the lower dantian. So we're holding the golden chi ball. 5 is alive. We're starting to draw that golden chi and make it dense. So with each inhale, you bring up more of that pure golden qi. With each exhale, you rid that area of any waste, toxins, discomfort in a gray cloud pouring out of your skin back into the floor, down through the earth where it gets recycled. But however, we are holding on to the very purest of qi. Imagine as you release your exhale, you're lifting up on that perineum lightly and you're drawing that navel back and you're kind of packing in the very pure qi into a very tiny little ball, like the size of a pea. When you inhale, draw up more energy, draw more of that golden qi, and on the exhale, you compress it, releasing out the turbid, the waste, the toxins, packing just the very purest. And each breath adds a little bit more to that golden qi ball until maybe you feel that qi ball has grown to about the size of a small grapefruit. So 5 is alive. And as we turn the palms outward, standing in the river, 6 is thick. So you may feel yourself kind of being supported at the same time, but feeling thicker in the wrists and the elbows and shoulders. Maybe you felt a little bit of that as we were doing our bone marrow qigong. So there's a little rising effect with when the belly opens and expands, drawing in that qi. And then a little sinking effect as you exhale, feeling the weight go towards the heels, still gripping the toes so you don't fall back. Inhale, the heels lighten a little bit. And exhale as the heels are weighted. Now, what's that doing to the pelvis? So the idea is as you're inhaling, that little ball rolls to the navel, the G high point. And as you exhale, a little ball rolls back to meet the Mingmen point. So this begins our small circuit breathing, our fire path breath. And we'll kind of stick with that today, as we haven't really gone through that. So on your inhale, as you imagine that ball is now about the size of a baseball, it's rolling up the back of your spine on the inhale, cresting over the head, and on the exhale, as you round, that ball comes down the front of the body, down the face, chin, neck, chest, into the navel, back down into the perineum. And then it draws back out again on the inhale. Rolls up the spine, between the shoulder blades, over the back of the neck, over the head, and comes down the front of the face, down the chin, throat, chest, back into the navel, down into the perineum. So the fire path breathing is a restorative protocol breath work. And what we're doing is we're trying to restore the body back to a youthful state. So as we age, our fire gets higher and rises up into the head, to the chest, where it causes all sorts of nasty things. And our water drops, causes prolapse and urinary problems and prostate issues. No, terrible. So we're trying to reverse it. So reversing, bringing the water up, we imagine that little golden chi ball as being, you can imagine being like a little glistening ball. And then as we exhale down, we imagine the water pouring down, chasing the fire back down to the lower abdomen. So we want the fire to be in the lower abdomen, and we want the water to be above in the head. So then there's another little addition to this, is the tongue. How do we get the water to come up? We can physically get that water to come up by stimulating the salivary glands, by lifting the tip of the tongue to the back of the front teeth at the alveolar ridge on the inhale, and on the exhale, we let it drop. So that act of lifting and lowering the tongue is going to create saliva. Okay, and you're going to get a mouthful of saliva, and then you'll swallow it at the end. Because the saliva is very good for our stomachs. Saliva is the first contact food. The mouth is the first contact that the food, food makes contact with your body. The saliva is made to digest it there. And then the more you can create saliva, the better your digestion will be. So we'll do a few more breaths like this. We're going to end it at number 6 today. So we've got a nice, good mouthful of saliva. We're going to so try to separate that saliva. We're going to swallow a third of it in one audible gulp. And then the second one. And third one. And then we'll inhale and exhale to clear. In and out. And 3 and set. All right, so just a little, why do we do this? It's so we're bringing in to the right, we're going to your right. Okay, so when I'm going to go to my right, you're going to go to your right. Your right's going to be that way. So inhale to your right. And we exhale down to the left. I'm going to try this. I'm going to take mirror off. Does that help? I know it's going to look weird to me. So now I'm going to my right. No, yeah, I'm going to my right. So I'm mirroring you, right? So going to the right. And down to the left. So the heart sits on the left side, right? Just to the left of the center. And so when you're drawing in, you're bringing up the yin. And when you're exhaling, you're bringing down the yang. You're also keeping the blood from overstimulating the head and making it dizzy. So if you come up quickly and you get a little dizzy and like lightheadedness or low blood pressure kind of action going on, you can, just look over your shoulder and set. And just kind of set, relax that. Okay, so I'm going to pick up my right hand. Is that your right side? Is that your right side? Yes? Thumbs up if it is. Yeah? Okay, good. And here's our left side. Good. All right. I just have to make sure I put myself in mirror mode or off mirror mode. I don't and that way I appear doing the same thing that you are with the same side. It's throwing me off like crazy. It's like, I pick up my right hand and my left arm's going up. Anyway, okay, so let's shake it out. So shake out the wrists, elbows, shoulders lift up and down. And we'll add in the lower body, so just let the knees and hips bounce, little lifting and dropping of the heels. Now, if there's any pain in doing this, you know, take it to your level. You don't have to go really, you know, wild with it. And we just shift a little to the right and left. Then step out a little wider. We're going to turn this right into swinging the dragon's whiskers. So just rotating off your big toe as you let your arms swing and tap the body. Now we're going to make a light fist and tap inside and outside the hips. We're going to take that tap up to the ribs. Upper ribs, just underneath the armpit. And then the hollow part of the chest. So the backhand is going around the kidney area. And then throw the arm over the shoulder, look behind you. And then slowly let everything come back to center. And set. So with the feet about shoulder width apart, we take the arms out to the side. We're going to inhale the arms up. Exhale into horse stance. So sink, pushing back those hips. Keep the big toes down. Inhale as we come back up. Then exhale as we lower down the arms. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. In. And out. Hold in. Now draw your elbows, shoulders back and down, and just pull your palms forward. So let your elbows sink, wrist sink, shoulders drop, chin tucks in so that you don't feel any squeeze into the back of that neck, keeping those vertebrae nice and open. Your sits bones are dropped behind you. We want to be careful that you don't tuck your sacrum under, but just lift the tailbone. So it's just like a sphincter lift. We're keeping those big toes connected to the earth, but the weight's in the heels, totally in the heels, okay? You're just holding on for dear life with the toes, not really. But the more you can sit back, yeah, I know. Inhale through the feet to the lower belly, exhale out the hands. Inhale through the hands. Exhale out the feet. Inhale through the feet. Exhale out the hands. Inhale through the hands. Exhale out the feet. One more. Inhale through the feet. Exhale at the hands. Inhale through your hands. Exhale at your feet. Inhale to rise. Exhale to set. Good. Okay, a couple of things. You may feel stuff going on in your knee. If you do, make sure you make these little small adjustments in where you're placing the weight in your heels, whether it's going to the outside, maybe you need to push the toe down a little bit more, maybe you need to firm up the thigh a little bit, maybe lighten up how much weight is on, you might be overweighted on your right leg or left leg. All these little things are going to help make a difference. Only you can have that experience of. I can't tell, especially in Zoom, where things are at for you. I could just tell you, okay, the weight should be mostly in the heels. And so what you're going to feel going on, oh yeah, right here. This whole top of the knees, quads, just to the top, up here, not right at the knee. You shouldn't feel like inside the knee, but you might feel some stuff going on, not pain. You might feel like, oh, or it might feel stiff. But that's what the process is, to loosen up and break through that stiffness to allow some chi to flow through there. Okay, you're going to feel those inner hip rotator muscles. You're going to feel that coming into here. You're going to feel the peroneal muscles, and those are, as long as you're feeling both sides equally, that is so good for your alignment and for your whole balance, for the whole balance work, because that's what is we need to strengthen to be able to go up and get balanced right away, be able to lift and go right into those areas, piriformis and your peroneals. Ankles, shins, calves, everything starts to but it's when you come out of it, each day it gets a little bit easier. Not really, but take your feet together. So you leave about a foot width in between your feet. So Taoist horse stance is going to be a lower horse stance. The right hand goes out, thumb down, left hand goes underneath and connects. Okay, so you make this little palms out, little kind of like a barricade protection, right? So as we inhale, we're going to take the hands up to the heart. As you exhale, you're going to push back and push forward at the same time. Keep the shoulders dropped and you're sinking way back into those hips, trying to get to 90 degrees at the knees. Then we're going to inhale as you come up. Then exhale as you go back out. Inhale as you come back up. Exhale as you go back out. And again, it's the eye of the hip to the center of the knee to the center of the toes, second and third toe. One more time. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, go back down. We're going to hold this. Look right over your pinky finger. Shoulders are down. Neck is lengthened. Inhale through the feet. Exhale through the hands. Inhale through the hands. Exhale through the feet. Inhale through the feet. Exhale through the hands. Inhale through your hands. Nice. Exhale through your feet. Good. Inhale as you rise up. Exhale and down. Whew. Toes out, heels out, toes out, heels out, toes out, heels out. Okay, so we're nice and wide, double shoulder width apart. And I find when I got started, this was the easiest one for me. So it may be harder, the hardest one for you, but anyway, so the feet are out nice and wide, still maintaining that parallel position. So, you know, paying attention to pushing out with those heels and down with the toes. Remember, we talked about the spiraling, that screwing in of the feet. And that's what we're doing here. So you're pushing out and in, out and in, and out and in, and out and in, out and in, and out and in. Can you feel how you get more rooted? How it becomes more like a suction cup, like you'd have to actually break the suction to get your foot up. Yes, no, maybe so. So in this stance, now look at me, trying to not look at myself because then I go opposite way. Make sure that you have as much pressure in your right foot as you do in your left. There. And sink. So I got the soft knees, and this should be pretty easy to hold. Okay, at this point, we're not really low yet. So let's take the hands to the side, and on the inhale, just take the arms up. So we're not going to rise much higher than this. Palms together. Exhale, sink. We can go a little bit deeper, really getting into those peroneal muscles. And then inhale to rise back up. Exhale as the arms go back and down. So we're not going all the way up and keeping those knees slightly bent. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, sink. Inhale, arms back up. And exhale as they go out. Last one, inhale, arms up, palms together. Exhale to sink. And maybe taking the feet a little bit wider. So on this one, now again, this will depend on your body type. For me, my hips are wider. This is easier for me to get low and stay erect in the spine. If you have very straight, narrow hips, that might not be the case. So this might be a struggle for you. But the idea with this one is there's more of an ability, maybe, depending on your type, that you can get that back vertical and the thighs horizontal. So breathe in through the feet. Exhale out the hands. Inhale through the hands. Exhale through the feet. Inhale through the feet. Exhale through the hands. You can open the palms a little bit. Inhale through the hands. And exhale through the feet. Inhale through your feet. Last one. Exhale through your hands. Inhale through your hands. Exhale through your feet. Okay, inhale up. Don't move your feet yet. Exhale down. Let's take heels in. Turn out knees and hips. Turn toes in, knees, hips in. Heels in, everything turns out. Toes forward, everything comes forward. Heels and toes. Whew. Check that out. So everything we do is for bone health in our winter protocol. So the tapping that we did in the beginning, just on the core core part of the skeleton, just to kind of stimulate the bones. And then doing these horse stands, because what's happening, you can feel the torque in the major bones, right? So as you're screwing in the feet, you're torquing, a little bit of a twisting as you're putting that resistance or putting tension into the bone itself. And that stimulates bone development. So it's really good for us to do that. So any kind of yoga posture that you're holding for a long period of time, that you're pushing one end of the bone in one direction, the other end of the bone in the other direction. Not that and you're putting that little impact on there, is very, very good for supporting the bones. So also the tapping, not going to do the tapping today, but we did the tapping last few times. Bringing that into your practice. Very good. And, if you do the open hand, it's good for the skin also. When you're just wanting to make contact with the acupressure points or acupuncture points, having that knuckle so that you can really be tapping into those individual points throughout your body. Okay. I don't have my phone here with me. Shoot. We just check the time real quick. And we got perfect timing. So we got 20 minutes to go through our 8 vessels. That's all we'll need. Okay. So let's clear. One breath, inhale, and clear, exhale. So we've already done quite a bit. We've done a lot for these legs already. We're going to give it a little bit more, but we're going to, come through this with a little bit of just, breath work. We're going to let the breath move us in this position. So we're maybe hold for a breath or so. So in the first inhale, we just let the arms float and set. Then as we shift to the right, we bring the arms up. So you're embracing the heart. Then as we pivot, we're going to lift the left heel, pivot over that right leg, and press the backs of the hands forward, pressing the heel down. My left heel goes down. My wrists are pressing slightly forward. I'm staying connected in my spine. So I don't want half my spine going back. I want to keep the spine erect, vertical, head floats, shoulders drop over those and float over the ribs, right? The ribs draw in and hug the spine. The right thigh draws in towards the center of the body. The left thigh is anchored out and down towards the heel. The left leg is empty, but active. So it's carrying what we say the mind's weight is in the heel. The physical weight is in the right side, is in the right leg. So that right knee is slightly bent and guiding the kneecap over the second and third toe. The buttocks, I want to keep going down. So the sit bone is more or less in back of my right heel. That right sit bone stays in line with the right heel. The waist turns, so we're separating upper half from lower half. And eventually, hopefully, you'll get that 90-degree turn, but it's not necessary. You can be at a 45 degrees, especially if you've got some things going on with your back. You might only be 45 degrees, and that's fine. Your back, this toe might be at 45 degrees. That's fine. You'll just, work your way into these postures, but we don't want to injure ourselves. So you'll let me know if anything is going on. If you're not feeling what you think you should be feeling, please unmute yourself and chime in. giving me permission to do that. Okay. It's hard to do this without being live in person, but we're doing it. So inhaling back to the center. Exhale, sink. Inhale, shift to the left as you rotate, lift that right foot, drop the right heel, press through the left wall. Inhale and exhale. So remember, your weight is on the left leg now. Your right leg is empty, but the mind's weight is out there. So it's pushing that right heel into the floor. It's kind of like a kickstand. Think about it, you know, the right leg, that leg that's behind is the kickstand. So it's keeping the bike upright over to that left side. Breathe in and breathe out. Now from here, just lift your right heel up. Take your right hand over the head, your left hand down by your hip. And as you lock into this, you're going to pull the weight back over the center of your legs, okay? So before we were all forward on one leg, now we're going to come to the center and pick up the right heel. So you're going to draw your right knee under your left knee and add this little twist. So there's a thrusting vessel. It goes straight up. And so as you do this, as you twist around, the thrusting vessel gets activated as well. So we got the belt vessel with the twist activating the thrusting vessel and creating this charge of energy right through the crown of the head. Breathe in and breathe out. Now we're going to send the hands into a yin-yang position. So the top hand's going to go dive down as the bottom hand rises up as you switch sides. Okay, so it happens just like that. And you're into the other side, tucking the left knee underneath your right. Make sure the right foot faces forward, right knee faces the screen. And you're going to twist and feel that energy shoot up. Keep the shoulders both down and smile. The weight is even, almost. A little bit more weight on that right leg, but more or less even. Very nice. Now we're going to come in. So as you come to the center, the hands come together and move both feet towards the center into Ba. Okay, so the back of my hands are together and I'm going to rotate them out, pressing two poles. Drop the shoulders, and we want our fingers to be pulling back. The palms to be, so if there was a wall right there, I would be pressing flat palm against the wall. Shoulders roll back and down, and I'm holding my arms up, not from the tops of the shoulders. They don't have any power to hold. They only have power to make your neck hurt. What's holding those arms out is your serratus anterior muscles activating, the shoulder girdle, those little bitty shoulder muscles in there. Sometimes words escape me, more often than not. Sometimes they're all there. I don't know where they all came from, but they sometimes show up and sometimes not. It's just holding this. You guys are doing good. Keep breathing. So here's our open Ba stance. Closed Ba. Legs stay the same. Nothing changes in the legs, just the upper body. So now I'm hugging a tree. Just keeping the tailbone tucked under. Side view. So you see that dragon spine. So my hips, the femur head of the femur and the head of the humerus are going to be in alignment, okay, in this position. The head doesn't drop down, the head picks up and floats, crown. Okay, now open. So we're going to open through the rib cage. It's going to splay open, press those two poles and look up. So watch that I'm not overarching. I'm not overarching the back. I'm pulling it all in. And then I'm going to round, press with the backs of those hands, shoulders down. I can splay open those back muscles. You know, show those big wing. If I was a big bodybuilder, that cobra must, you know, okay, never mind. Inhale, open, press shoulders back and down, exhale, round. Inhale, open, exhale, round. Inhale, open, and exhale, round. We come out of that and relax. I gotta take the heat off in this room. All right. I know it's cold out there today, but it's warm in here. Okay, so we're going to face the right wall. So you've been practicing? Yeah. So facing the right wall, and we're going to sink. I'm going to shift over to the right. So facing the screen, open your right leg, or maybe, are you going to face the screen? I don't know, I'm so messed up with this whole thing. So if you're turning, are you turning the left foot, or are you turning the right foot to face the screen? Left? Okay. So this is not the cure-all to this right-left situation. Okay. Shift, open the left side. Come back and open. So all my weight's on the right side and I'm just waving back and forth, right? So if I come in and I turn the body towards that back corner, then I turn out and I face the opposite corner. So I've got this 180-degree rotation. Can you kind of see that? The right knee has to be soft and the hips have to be open. So you have to be sinking and open. So when we go over, turn, now shift your weight to go out to that front corner. And you're going to pick up that back heel, come up onto the toe, and then just twisting your hips. Now I'm losing my balance. I know it's harder to go slow because then you lose your balance. So then coming out of it, coming back, rotate that left foot in, then rotate the right. So now you're facing the back. And then shift yourself to that right foot, lift your left heel off, twist at the legs and back. So let's just go through, don't worry about the arms, just let your arms kind of naturally follow your legs. So go right, turn left, twist, come back, and go to the right and twist. So every time we twist, we're going to be looking at that left wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going over, left arm floats up, right arm underneath, twist the light bulb at the top, bear claw with the bottom. Right arm comes over, Turn the light bulb, left hand bear claw. Over, left hand leads. It becomes the light bulb turning, bear claw under, right arm leads, turns the light bulb, bear claw under. Good, set, 2, 3, set, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, set, right, 2, 3, set. Good, step in and step out. Okay, how'd you do? How'd we do? Good? All right. So that's kind of fun. That's my favorite one. Could you tell? There's a lot of, so when you're twisting or when you're dancing, you're twirling, the arms and upper body become so expressive. And that's what that kind of reminds me of. But it's only as a result of how rooted you are. Because if you're not rooted, you're just going to fall. So it's not fun. Okay, so half moon. And take the thumbs together, index fingers together, bring that over the head. We're going to rotate to the right, looking at the right corner, fold. So I stick my left hip back. Okay, you know, like how you go into triangle pose? Stick your hip back and then fold. Then shift over to the left foot. And then you're coming up on the left side. Your weight stays on the left side as you rotate the waist back, weight staying on the left side. Then I'm going to sink. Both knees are going to soften, flex out the right foot. I'm going to pull down on the right arm, pull back on the left. Okay, so I'm kind of really opening this whole side body, sinking into that foot, sinking back into the hip, feeling this quad really speaking, pulling this, pulling the femur back. Feel that hamstring, inner thigh. Yeah, I'm feeling the inner thigh now. And then we're going to go to the other side. So as we circle, going to lift, look at the left corner, pull the hips back to the right, fold over the left. Send the hips to the left as you come up to the right, all the way up. And then weight on the right side. Open up that right side, sink back. Both knees are going to soften. Flex out your foot, open. So it's kind of like you're pushing somebody away from you. You're blocking your head. I got somebody there by the throat. We're not going into the combat, but you got to have an idea of where the energy is going so that you can bring your body where it's supposed to go. Good. All right. Here we go. Now we're going to go right into point into the North Star, balancing posture. So I'm going to shift over to this left leg. Swing. I'm going to bring the right foot up. Send the arms to the right. Now you can stay, just kind of, eventually you want to be looking over to your right side. But let's just find the balance first. So both palms are turned up and open. I'm trying to take the left fingertips to just barely touch that right elbow as I twist from the waist. As I twist the waist, I'm trying to bring the right knee across to the left side to keep that balance. And back. Oh, you guys are good. All right, other side, pick up the foot with your hand. So it's like, boom, everything comes into place. See how my left foot's covering my right knee. And then I'm going to extend those arms out to the left. Find that balance. And then gradually let the head kind of continue. Palms are up. Twisting. Now we're going to take that leg back. Take it back into warrior two. Kind of a warrior two posture. Really what this is for our Taoist yoga, it's a bow stance. So meaning that both feet kind of angle at that 45 degrees. They more or less will be two parallel lines at an angle. So warrior two is with the 90 degree, you know, this foot's forward and this foot's pointing out to the side. Well, we're going to just take that to a bow stance. And when you're in the bow stance, we're working on the yin muscles, okay? Your inner thighs, inner leg muscles. So the practice is to get this wider and lower and stronger, okay? So actually what this is called is riding the white tiger. So as we hop on our white tiger, we're going to yin yang our arms. So your left arm's going down, right arm comes up, left hand curls up to a little oxtail. Pull the fingertips together. Right hand protects the face. And you look back at the oxtail. Okay, so you're sinking, coming forward into the 90 degree at the knee, thigh parallel to the floor if you can. I mean, that's where you're, wherever you are, and that's what you work with. That's where we're working. I can never really get parallel to the floor anyway. And then switching sides. So now that right hand's going up, left hand's going down. It makes that yin yang switches. So now the left hand is blocking. The right hand's going up into the oxtail. And we're looking back at that right side, making adjustments with the legs. Maybe getting a little wider as we get a little more flexible. Breathe. Excellent. Our last one. We're going to slide this right leg in. Okay, your right arm comes underneath. The left hand and left foot's going to rotate in. So we're going to cross over the left elbow over the right. Okay. Now, as I come out of this, slide your right arm forward. Sink back into that back leg. So stay there. The hand position, see, I can't do, is this. You can see the index finger is going to just touch along the second knuckle of my middle finger. There I am going away again. Hold the baseball. Okay, so it's like a pitcher's, yeah, same thing. So it's a natural palm is what this is called. So when you're in this natural palm, the toe is down. Okay, your weight is on the left leg. Right leg is completely empty. See that? I'm only using it maybe to catch my balance, but it's barely down. Then we cross, right arm over left, shift the weight, undo, and finish it on the left side. So this goes into 4 directions. That was the first 2. Then it's do and do. All right. So that completes our 8 vessels. And when done, there's a moving 8 vessels, which is slightly different than the standing, filling 8 vessels. And I let, you know, we have to do this one first to get the postures, to get the feel in our body. And then we can add in the moving 8 vessels, which is more like a form. And so the upper body will change, and you'll be doing bow arrows, you know, different things with the arms as you go through the form. But this was fun. And if you go, you reference your book to practice later, you'll, you know, the method for the breathing is in there. So breathing through the feet, exhale out the hands, inhale through the hands, exhale out the feet. That's one cycle. And they say to go through 9 cycles. Good luck with that. At least go through 3. We've been doing 3. Maybe bring yourself up to 5. If you're really cold and you need to bring up a lot of heat, be prepared to layer off. But yeah, it's a great little practice. And if you find that your knees start to feel this after a while, just don't do so much of it. This practice doesn't need to be done every day, maybe twice a week, like we're doing it now. But just watch, you know, if you start to feel things in a not so good way, ease up, you know, come out of it, you know, mention it to me later on, or, you know, privately or in class next time. So if you're having the problem, probably the class is having, somebody else in the class is dealing with something. All right, so we'll close. Inhale and exhale. 2. All right.